Let's have a trip to the investment casting process. When to use investment castings? The investment casting process can be used when producing shaped or non-symmetrical parts, smaller parts with fine details, parts that have internal structures as well as tight tolerances and thin walls. It comes with the features of more anti-corrosive, more attractive styles, and more durable. There are series of processes to produce an investment casting. Step 1. Tooling design and manufacturing. The process begins with tooling design and manufacturing. Step 2. Creation of a wax pattern. After confirming all the details of the wax mold, a wax model or pattern for each part to be cast is produced. The wax patterns are typically made by injecting wax into an aluminum mold. Step 3. Cleaned up the molded wax pattern. The burrs of the molded wax pattern will be cleaned up. Step 4. Wax tree assembly. Because it is unethical to make small parts one at a time, wax patterns are typically attached to a wax tree or sprue the wax between the patterns, and the sprues are called gates. These solid wax branches also guide molten metals in the casting operation to form each final product. Step 5. Clean up the molded wax pattern. The molded wax pattern will be cleaned up again to get its walls more smooth and flat. Step 6. Creating the shell. The wax tree is dipped into a ceramic bath or slurry. After dipping, fine sand or stucco is applied to the wet surface. The model is allowed to dry in a room with constant temperature and humidity, and the process is repeated a number of times, resulting in a layered ceramic mold capable of withstanding the stresses. Step 7. De-waxing. Before pouring the metal into the mold, the wax is removed using the autoclave, which melts and burns off the wax. Step 8. Shell baking. Ceramic molds are preheated to a desirable temperature so that when the molten metal enters the mold, the metal fills into all the crevices and intricate parts of the mold, and cold spots are eliminated. Step 9. Melting and pouring. Alloy is melted in a ceramic crucible, then pouring into the mold, and the mold is allowed to cool. Step 10. De-shelling. Once the castings are cooled, the ceramic shell is braked away by hammer or machine. Step 11. Critical cleaning by hook-type shop blasting machine. After removing the ceramic shell, the parts then undergo a cleaning process by hook-type shop blasting machine. to remove the remaining shell residue. Step 12. Cutting and polishing. Each casting is cut off the sprue and the gates are grounded off by cutting and polishing machine. Step 13. Cleaning by crawler, shot blasting machine. After cutting and polishing, the castings will be cleaned again by crawler shot blasting machine. Step 14. Acid washing. After cleaning, the castings should be sent for acid washing to remove the oxide layer. Step 15. Inspection. Each casting parts will be inspected. The qualified products are stored while the defective products will be sent to rework or refit. Step 16. Shaping and refitting. Machining processes are performed to shape the casting to the appropriate surface dimensions. The defective parts will be refitted by spot welding and polishing. Step 17. Finished castings. Investment castings can be finished after a series of processing steps. Thanks for your watching.